Good morning. My name is Brett Thomas, one of the operations section chiefs here with Great Basin Team 1. Is here to give you an update here for September 6th here in 2019 on the Swan Lake Fire for our 0830 briefing. I'd like to start again over here on the west side of the incident. We have continued to reduce the amount of resources over here on what we call Division Charlie on the western edge of the fire, and that's directly correlates with all the hard work that's gone on in there. And so our mop-up and our containment goals are going well, and we're in there at approximately 100 feet right now. And so we're down to one crew and a handful of engines that are working in here from what we were called drop point 400 down to the Swan Lake area. And those folks will still be working hard in there to further those containment goals. As we come around the corner here into Division Echo, we have a couple crews and an engine or two assigned in there. And those folks continue to work in and around Hidden Lake Campground. And there's a key piece of dozer line in here that connects down to the Kenai River that they also are furthering some mop-up efforts as well in this area. Around the corner over into what we call Division Kilo. So Division Kilo again gains access across the Kenai River, working approximately 3 to 4 miles of hand line as it comes up from the Sterling Lake Highway and the Kenai River coming south up to Surprise Creek. Those crews yesterday they had the advantage of using a drone with an IR capabilities to hone in and identify areas of heat in which they need to focus in on today. So they have that information, and they also received the last of their hose lay in there yesterday via helicopter, and they'll be putting all that into play today and continuing mop-up efforts within Division Kilo. Around the horn north of the Kenai River as we come into what we call Division Lima. So Division Lima, they also got the last of their hose lay. And they've got some direct saw line and hose associated, pulling water out of Juneau Creek, and they've got hose lay and saw line into Shaft Creek, and might even poke a little bit further north, trying to connect that piece back into the Resurrection Trail. But these efforts are going very well, and we're furthering those mop-up goals and some of that direct line in there. As we come back down to the south, the Cooper Structure Group has been working diligently for almost 3 weeks now to prepare structures in there, do fuel mitigation around those key areas, along with, of course, the contingency lines both on the north and south of town. One thing that is going on in today's operation is those engines and crews and the key leadership attached to that group are actually going through a bit of a simulation. So While the fire threat is minimized right now, they felt the need to go ahead and practice on what that would look like in the event that this fire was to ever progress to the south. So they were going to take advantage of today and go through a simulation today, and that's well coordinated with the community and with, of course, all the resources that are assigned out there. We'll be working a little bit also, wanted to make sure that folks were cognizant of. We'll also be working a little bit on the Sterling Lake Highway today, mopping up around some of the utility corridor along those the power poles out there. So that's a bit of a wrap on the Swan Lake Fire, and we'll pan over here to the Caribou Lake Fire. Yesterday we were able to actually get a couple of the crews flown out of there as they have met they've met the needs out there, and we're down to one crew. So a couple of those crews will return to the Pacific Northwest to their home units. So we still have one crew and some of the overhead that are out there. We're also going to use an IR drone out there today and fly the perimeter and ensure that the hot spots that are identified within that 100 to 200 feet of the primary line are found, and we can focus our mop-up efforts at those. But things are looking well on the Caribou Lake Fire, and we're still in that glide path of trying to reduce that down to a monitor status by early next week. And that's kind of a complete look at both incidents. Thanks for tuning in this morning, and have a great day.
Thanks, Brett.